So we are starting a new lesson of from the India Yearbook, which is water resources. It is on water resources, and the brief outline is it covers institutions that are under the water ministry, that is the Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, which is now the Jal Shakti Ministry, and what are the schemes. So it will mainly focus on the institutions and the schemes that are there under this ministry. So first, the ministry is called the Ministry of Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. It broadly lays down policies and programs, etc. It looks after the interstate water dispute, minor irrigation, groundwater management, etc., river development, implementation of awards to awards of tribunals, etc. Everything is looked after by these tribunals. Are basically the water tribunals. Development of interstate rivers, etc. Everything is under the purview of this ministry, and recently it has the two departments, Department of Water Resource and River Development and Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. These two have been merged, and the ministry is renamed as Jal Shakti Ministry. Now, something about our water resources. As per the Commission of Integrated Water Resource Development, the total available water is 4,000 BCM. Out of that, 1869 is available as natural runoff, but utilizable water is only 1137. So this figure is important. Out of the total 4,000 BCM, only 1137 is available. And out of that, we have 447 BCM of groundwater and 690 of surface water. So clearly, surface water proportion is more than groundwater. So if we have a question on a statement that in India, the availability of replenishable groundwater is more than the availability of surface water, then it is clearly wrong, because surface water is more than groundwater. Now, per capita availability, it has been assessed 2001 to 2011 is not that important, and it has been assessed that it will reduce to 1140 cubic meters by 2025, by 2050. So 1340 by 2025 and 1140, this will be the per capita availability of water by 2025 and 2050. And what do we mean? So we'll clearly be in a water scarcity condition. Sorry, we will be in a water stressed condition, because if water per capita availability is below 1700 cubic meter, then it is clearly a water stress situation, and below 1000 it's a water scarce situation. So we'll be clearly in a water stress situation but by 2050, but certainly not in a water scarce situation. Because, however, now we have just learnt that the total available water that we have is 1137 BCM per annum, but due to different requirements, it is seen that it will be 843 and 1180 by 2050. So we are having 1137 BCM, but our requirement will be of 1180 BCM by 2050. So clearly we'll be short of 43 billion cubic meter water by 2050. So not by 2025, because by 2025 our requirements are still within manageable limits, but we'll be deficit by around 43 BCM water by 2050, and we'll be in a water stressed condition. Now, in order to better manage our water resources, the ministry has been formulating different policies, implementing different programs for water conservation, for efficient management of water. What are these things? What are these what are these? The first, we have the national water policy. So first we have national water policy, which is adopted in 2012 by the Water Resource Council. So the main aim is to have a national water framework law and comprehensive legislation for development of interstate water, and also develop benchmark for different kinds of water uses. For the main aim is to efficiently use water, set up water regulatory authority, incentivize recycling. So the main aim is it wants to have a comprehensive legislation so that there is development of interstate river and river valleys. Then you have then you set up a benchmark for water users for different purposes. Second is benchmark. First is a legislation. Second is water usage benchmark. Third objective is a regulatory authority. And four is incentivizing recycle and reuse. So first we have a legislation. Then we have a benchmark for water use for different purposes. Third, we have a regulatory authority, because these are because it's like when we form policies, it's like first we need to have a law, then we set standards, then after that we will see that if people are listening to following those standards. If those standards are, that's why we need a regulatory authority. And four, we have different incentives so that people comply with these techniques. It also emphasizes, now we have what are the other, which are the other sides of the policy is community participation for management of water resources, water saving in irrigation, different river corridors, water bodies, infrastructure, etc. And the main aim is to arrest the declining of groundwater in the overexploited areas. So this is the structure of the national water policy. First we have a legislation, then we have benchmark for water uses by different for purposes, then we have a regulatory authority, and then we give incentives, and then we encourage community participation. So these are the 5 pillars, starting from the law at the top level. Then we have, say, our lawmakers are making the law, the executive is setting a benchmark set by the ministry or the department. Then we have a regulatory authority, which is like acting like the judiciary. Then we have certain incentives that are being provided, say at the local level or something, and then we have community participation. So it has a top down, at the same time a bottom up approach through this participatory scheme of the participatory component of the national water policy. Now we have something called the National Action Plan on Climate Change. This was adapted under this 8 programs were taken up to address the issue of climate change. And managing water resources was one of them. Managing water resources was one of them. So what was the objective of the National Water Mission, which is one of the missions under NAPCC? First is we have to conserve water. How do we conserve water? By minimizing its wastage. And we have to equitably distribute water. So first is conservation. Then you have how you will conserve, that is by minimizing wastage. And then you have equitable distribution. For any natural resource, be it water or be it biodiversity, these are the 2 fundamental pillars. One is conservation, other is equitable distribution. So for that, the mission has adopted 5 goals. the mission has adopted 5 goals. One is there will be a database so that everybody can see what is there, what is the water usage, etc., and it will assess the impact of climate change. Next, we have the citizen and state action. So both citizen and state action for water conservation. So not only a top down approach, also a bottom up approach for water conservation, preservation, etc. This is for information dissemination. This is the ICT component of any plan which we have these days. Then we have participatory component. Then we have we'll have focus areas like vulnerable areas where water is exploited, overexploited. Then we have to increase the water use efficiency by 20%. And last, we have promotion of basin level integrated water resource management. So there's an ICT component, there is a participatory component, there is particular focus area, then our target is water efficiency, and we have integrated water resource management. This is not only water, groundwater, but also development of river basins, etc. All these have been identified under this. So under this, the National Water Mission, this was, first we had the National Water Policy, now we have the National Water Mission, which is one of the missions, one of the 8 missions of NAPCC. Under this, we have a database in public domain, which is the India WRIS, that is Water Resource Information System. And this has been developed by the Central Water Commission. This is another body which we'll get to know later. And all GIS related data is on surface and groundwater are available on this India WRIS. Now, National Water Mission web portal. There is also a web portal of the National Water Mission that was launched. Now, climate. Now, this on this web portal we have reports regarding the impact of climate change on water resources. For example, we have Mahanadi, Mahi, Luni, Tapi, Satluj, Sabarmati, Subarnarekha. All these rivers which are, some are rivers of Western India, like some are rivers of Eastern India, some rivers of the Northern India like Satluj. Mahanadi is a river of Eastern India, Subarnarekha is a river of Eastern India of the Chotnagpur Plateau, Mahi and Luni of Western India, Gujarat and Rajasthan, Tapi also Western India, and central, and from central it flows into the Arabian Sea, and we also have Satluj, which is a tributary of Indus, and we have certain west flowing rivers, that is from Tadri to Kanyakumari. So they will study all these rivers, and in collaboration with research institutes like IITs, NITs, IISc, etc., which is in the R&D component of the ministry. Now, National Mission for Clean Ganga. Now, before we come to this program, there is some general information about the river Ganga. The Ganga flows through 5 states: Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. And the total distance it travels is 2525 kilometers. That's the total length of the river. And it accounts for 28% of India's water resources and 26% of India's landmass. And 43% of population is dependent on Ganga. Okay, but the Ganga basin covers 11 states in the country. So 5 states it flows through, 11 states is under the Ganga basin. It 28% of water resource is belongs to the river Ganga, and 43% of the population is affected directly or indirectly by the Ganga river. So, apart from that, so there has been different plans. The first effort in cleaning the river Ganga was the Ganga Action Plan, which was launched in 2 phases, which lasted over more than 2 decades. It was launched in 1985. So this is not very important, but from 1985 to 2015, we have a change in the government and a new program was launched, which was the Namami Ganga, which was about an integrated Ganga conservation mission program. Now, this was at a cost of 20,000 crore. And in 2016, the National Ganga River Basin Authority the National Ganga River Basin Authority was replaced with the National Ganga Council. So Ganga Action Plan was replaced by Namami Ganga, and National Ganga River Basin Authority was replaced by National Ganga Council. And there was another scheme which was called National Mission for Clean Ganga, which has been converted into an authority. Next, we have Jal Kranti Abhiyan, which is another scheme. This is by the Water Resource Ministry, or the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. It was launched between 2015-16 to 2017-18. Aim is to make conservation of water a mass movement. And how we are going to do that? We are going to take the help of grassroots level participation with of all stakeholders, including with the help of these Panchayati Raj institutions and local bodies, in order to develop water security and development schemes. So with the help of community participation, we are going to conserve and manage the water resources in the country in a holistic approach. The key component is participatory irrigation management. And we will make use of traditional knowledge, traditional conservation of water, traditional knowledge in the conservation of water resources. We are going to take that and we are going to make use of it in conservation of resources. So we would need participation of the civil society, citizens, NGO, etc. So this is all about the Jal Kranti Abhiyan, which is mainly a people's participatory movement in order to conserve and efficiently manage the water resources. Jal Manthan. This is another initiative of the ministry. So this is to bring out new ideas to various water sector issues. So this is basically about bringing out new ideas for the water sector, which are people friendly and responsive to the needs of this. So we are calling this Jal Manthan. This is mainly about innovative solutions. Jal Manthan, in one word, is about innovative solutions to our water management. Jal Kranti is about people's participation. We have the national water plan. This we have just read now. National 1 minute. We have the National Water Mission, which was about a five-fold approach. We'll develop a database, then we'll take citizens' participation. There will be focus areas, will be integrated development of basin, and we'll increase water efficiency. These were about the National Water Mission. And prior to that, we learned the policy, the National Water Policy, which was taken in 2012, which had 4-5 components, which were like a legislative plan. Then we have a benchmark for water utilization. Then we have a regulatory body. Then we have community participation. Next, we have a very important aspect of water management. How efficiently we manage our water is how efficiently we use water for irrigation purposes. So Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana was from this scheme was formed because of this. And in 2015-16, the new government that came to power launched this mission so that we have better access to water on farm and expand cultivable area. So we have more existing areas have better access to water resources, and we can increase the amount of area under irrigation. And we also use on farm, so and there is efficient management of water, so that there is minimum wastage, so that there is minimal wastage. So we have sustainable water management practices, provide extension services for water management, water harvesting, aligning of crops which meet the proper water needs, attract private investment. These are all components of this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, and this has different components. So different plans which were already there, they were secluded, they have been brought under the same roof, under the same umbrella. So we already had the accelerated irrigation benefit program. This has been subsumed under the under this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, and where we are developing major and medium irrigation projects, and we have the repair, renovation, restoration component of these minor irrigation projects under the Command Area Development and Water Management Scheme, which was already there. They are all funded under the PMKSY Har Khet Ko Pani. So the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana basically has two components, which is more drop per crop and Har Khet Ko Pani. So accelerated irrigation benefit program is for developing these major and medium irrigation projects, and then we have repair of the minor irrigation and Command Area Development Program, which is Har Khet Ko Pani. So bringing more Har Khet Ko Pani is bringing more area under irrigation facilities, and the other component is increase access to irrigation facilities, that is Har Khet Ko Pani. So the AIBP program, under which we are developing all our major and medium irrigation projects, it was started in 1996-97 for development of major and medium irrigation projects. Now the priority has been given to those projects which were started in the pre-5th and 5th plan period, and also those are in the tribal and drought prone areas. And from 1999 to 2000 onwards, central loan assistance under the AIBP was also extended to minor surface irrigation projects, especially in the hilly states of northeastern Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Jammu, etc. Also the projects benefiting from the Koraput, Kalahandi, Balangir, etc. All these drought prone areas, dry areas of Orissa. Next we have the Command Area Development and Water Management. This was another secluded component which has been brought under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. This started in the 70s. It started in 74-75 when we were having our 5th plan. Sorry, we were having our 4th plan. This is about adequate delivery of irrigation water to the farmers' fields in order with an objective to enhance water use. So the aim of the program is to have a multidisciplinary team under the Command Area Development Authority, which will ensure that there is enhanced water use, efficiency and production and productivity of crops per unit of land. Now the program was restructured in 2004 under the Command Area Development, and another component was added which was called the water management. Now this program is under the subcomponent Har Khet Ko Pani of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now, and the ongoing CADWM program has been restricted to the implementation of the Command Area Development of the 99 AIBP projects from 2016 and 17. Now they have two parts, the structural component and the non-structural component, which is not very important. Structural component is about on-farm development, construction of machinery, field linkages, drains, etc. And non-structural intervention is about providing finances, training, etc. Now different kinds of financial assistance is being provided for the development of infrastructure for micro irrigation, for micro irrigation as in sprinkler or drip irrigation. Now 10%, at least 10% of this command area project of each project will be covered under micro irrigation. Now devices under this precise irrigation techniques would be the cost will be met by the individual farmers. Now next we come to participatory irrigation management. Participatory irrigation management is a component of national water policy, as we have learned before. I think we learned somewhere here that there is a component of participatory irrigation management in the Jal Kranti Abhiyan. So under the national water policy, there was a participatory approach for managing of water resources, participation of beneficiaries, and how this is going to take place. So there would be water user associations in every jurisdiction, in every local area, block or village level or whatever. And there would be participation of farmers in these water user associations would be formed by farmers. So operation and maintenance of water resources of those area would be in the hands of this water resource association, and water charges for using water for irrigating the fields would be paid to these water user associations. And one-time financial grant of 1200 per hectare is to be shared between the center, state and farmers. So the state center will give only one-time assistance. So in the ratio 45:10, which will again be paid to the water level user association, and the interest from this one-time grant will be used for maintenance of these water resources. So this is mostly about irrigation and water use, of what use of water for irrigation. Mostly we have learnt about and other schemes of water conservation. Next we'll come to the other side, that is flood management.